Are you a budget traveler? Take our quiz. We're actually going to have a good time on this video. It's going to be more fun than a Cosmo quiz. We're actually going to investigate, are you a budget traveler or do you travel with a budget? How do you answer these questions? We'll figure that out for you. Who are we?
We are EatWalkLearn, Chris and Steve. We have been traveling the globe for the last 3 years, and we often talk about money, and we've shared our money and our expenses on this channel before, but we opened it up to our Facebook community recently and asked the question about, are you a budget traveler? And we've got a lot of great answers, and it kind of like expanded.
But didn't you ask, do you have a travel budget, right? You asked if you had a travel budget, and then we got this budget traveler, travel budget. Like, it really went up and down, what that meant.
Yeah, it did. And, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And it got a lot of discussion about it. And so we want to take this quiz. I don't want to take too much time right now talking about this in too much more detail. We want to give you a quiz. We want to see if you are a budget traveler. And have a little fun with it.
All right, so question number 1. Ready? So grab a pen and a piece of paper. Grab your partner. You each should take this quiz. You each write down your own answers, because if you have different answers, that might lead to a lot of interesting conversation between the two of you. Yeah. If you travel alone, then you'll figure this out. You'll have a me, myself, and I conversation. So, okay, question number 1. So here's the scenario. You have to fly from London to Rome, and you have 3 choices. Choice number 1, A. Do you book the 6 a.m. flight for $100? B. Do you book the 10 a.m. flight for $100, but it has a connection? Or C. Do you book the nonstop flight at noon for $150? Right? So kind of time versus convenience.
That's right.
What do you think we would pick?
What would we do? So I hate waking up really early in the morning. I just don't even get any sleep that night. So I don't know.
Yeah, because the 6 a.m. flight is actually at 4 a.m. at the airport, especially if it's an international flight. So,
exactly.
Yeah, but I don't know. We save $50 times 2. That'd be $100. Yeah,
but I also hate connections. But on the other hand, I kind of have a new philosophy in that a travel day is a travel day, and if it's a 3-hour travel day or a 5-hour travel day
or a 10-hour travel day, it's a travel day.
It's just a travel day.
All right, A, B, or C. Write your answer down. Okay, number 2.
Okay, number 2. You are walking through Dublin, Ireland, one of my favorite cities. I love Dublin, Ireland. It's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you want a snack. So what do you do? Choice A is you pop into Dunn's grocery store and get yourself an apple. Choice number B is you open up your Too Good To Go app on your phone and you see if there's anything that's available immediately that's around you, right? If you don't know what Too Good To Go is,
we'll tell you in a second.
Yeah. And choice number C is you just pop into the closest local pub and you just get a toasty, something. Yeah. A, B, or C. Write it down.
Yeah, A, B, or C. So just for what is a Too Good To Go app? This is one of our favorite apps and one of the tools you absolutely have to have in your travel bag. Too Good To Go is an app that tells you where groceries and restaurants are giving away food, and it's the food that they can't serve anymore, or it's at the end of the day, it's past its expiration, but it's still fresh, right? So that they made a batch at 6 o'clock, it didn't all sell, you get whatever's left over of the batch. You don't necessarily know what's going to be in your surprise bag. It could be 25 donuts, or it could be a piece of fish. Who knows? And it's descriptive, and you can kind of follow the description, and you're not that surprised, but. Anyway, you get, a $25 Indian curry dish for $3. Number 3. Okay. Number 3. All right. How are you and your partner doing? You got your answers written down? Are you guys in agreement yet? Okay. Number 3. You just arrived in Bangkok by train. Maybe you came down from Chiang Mai. And your hotel is only 2 kilometers away. So about a mile away. Do you walk to your hotel? You got to carry on. It's easy. Just roll on down.
Got my bag.
Yeah. Number B, take the local transit, the bus, the train, the subway, whatever. Take the local transit. That's about $2. Or do you take a Grab or an Uber or taxi or whatever the hail cab is for maybe about $10? So do you walk, take local transit, or grab an Uber? It's
Yeah.
what,
Write down.
what time? It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Write down your answer, A, B, or C.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we kind of have had a rule where, if we arrive in a city, we're tired, it's been a long day, just take an Uber, take whatever the transportation is, because especially if you're going to like an Airbnb where you're not quite sure where the address is, you don't know exactly where you're going. Hotel might be a little bit different because you know that they're going to be a little bit more convenient locations.
Yeah.
But
it kind of depends. If it's 100 degrees out, I don't know, maybe like.
yeah. But I'll tell you what we wouldn't do is just hop in a taxi. Taxis are just, I can't tell you.
Just go to the taxi line and grab from the taxi stand.
Yeah. So definitely going to open up my app and see if an Uber is available, if it's close by, and how much it costs before I start walking. But I'd probably be intending, it's just a mile or so. Let's go. Let's walk it.
Yeah. I don't know. That was all three.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, what would you do? A, B, or C? All right. Number 4. We are on question number 4.
You're looking for a place to stay in Mexico City, one of my favorite places, and you're going to be staying for a whole month in Mexico City. Do you A, look for a house sit? B, search on Facebook Marketplace or real estate ads to try to get some accommodations? Or C, go to Airbnb and see what's available?
Yeah. So those are actually 3 really interesting choices because they're very different. So, I mean, we usually do house sitting when it's a really expensive place to stay. And Mexico City is pretty cheap, relatively speaking. Yeah. So, and if you want to know more about trusted house sitting, go to one of our videos here about do trusted house sitting and pet sitting around the world. We've got lots of videos and content about how to do that. And then we haven't really done much of the Facebook Marketplace stuff, but
we have a lot of people that have made those kind of recommendations and had some great results of just kind of getting into the community and finding what's available and saving a lot of money that way.
And getting the local price on a rental rather than the tourist price on an Airbnb.
The thing that bothers me about Airbnb is you got the cleaning fee, you got the service fee, you got the taxes on top of it. And it's going to cost more than what the market rate for a rental place is anyways.
But it's convenient. You don't have to worry about any of those things. Yeah.
You do it all on the app and it's easy. And we didn't even say one of our choices is to just book a hotel room at the Marriott or the Grand Hyatt.
We're not talking about that. So we're A, B, and C. But you know what? We have a monthly budget of $2,000 towards accommodation. And we actually track that on a spreadsheet, and we have a budget, and every year we put our budget together, and annually we review it, and monthly we look at our expenses. And you're really good at putting together budgets. Do you think our folks would want to know how to do a budget?
Yeah,
a travel budget?
I think the responses that I got of people that we asked is that travelers, especially full-time travelers, have an idea of how much they want to spend. It may not be written down budget that they were going to spend X amount of money on, on food, but then it just leans more to an actual practice on how they save money while traveling. So what are the tools, what are the resources that they use in order to be a budget traveler? So now that's what we're calling it, as a budget traveler.
A traveler that has a budget.
You may or may not have a budget. You may or may not have a dollar figure in mind that you want to spend, or maybe you do in total, but you track how much you're spending and you know how much you're spending and you know the tricks and the tools in order to save money. So that's how you stay within your budget, even if you are not actually creating a very detailed budget.
Well, but the question I want to ask you all, and please put down the comments, do you want Steve to do a video, or us, and Steve being the Excel guru guy that he is, do you want him to do a video on how to put together a travel budget? Like where to gather the data to determine that what your accommodation budget should be, and where to gather the data to determine what your food budget or whatever. Do you actually want him to do a how-to video on how to put together a budget for travel? So if so, put it down in the comments. We'll look at them. Yeah, let us know. Yeah. We're voting about this? Okay. Yeah. Question number 5.
We're in question number 5.
Okay, this is my favorite one. My favorite question, because it's all about food. We are EatWalkLearn, so we got to talk about food. Okay.
I'm walking.
It's Saturday night. Ooh. It's hot date night in Kuala Lumpur, and you want to try the local national dish called nasi lemak. You read about it, you've seen it, you know the pictures. You got three choices. Do you, number one, A, do you find the recipe, go to the local market and buy the ingredients and come home and cook it? B, do you go to the local market and eat with the locals at the food stand on Friday night or Saturday night at the local Saturday night market? Or C, do you go to the restaurant in your hotel and just look on the menu and that you see it on the menu and you order off the menu? Which do you do? Nasi lemak. How do you do it? Yeah. We love this question, and we certainly we're definitely squarely in the B market, don't you think? In the B.
Love street food, love street markets. Sometimes I should say always attempt to eat vegetarian, and nasi lemak vegetarian style.
Kind of hard to get that.
A little bit hard. I mean, it's not that hard in Malaysia to find a vegetarian version of it, but. Love going to the night markets, and of course that's a
lot of people they don't have the stomach for it, or they're kind of fearful of not being able to read the menus, and you got to point like I want that and what is that, and you don't know. So anyway, okay, so add up your points. This is how you're gonna do it. All A. If you have A, give yourself 1 point. If you have a B, give yourself 3 points.
3 points for every B.
And if you have a C, give yourself 5 points. So add them up.
5 points for every C.
We should do a little calculator noise right now. Okay, now you've got your total. Now maybe you've got your total and your partner has his or her total. Maybe they're different. So if you had between 5 and 8 points, buddy man, you're cheap. There's a difference between cheap and budget, and that's cheap. That's like but that's okay. I mean, there's no judgment if you're cheap. It's just you're cheap.
You're super budget.
Yeah. We should have the Easter cheap things going across the screen. Okay.
You can do that.
If you're between 9 and 17 points, you, my friend, are a budget traveler. You're someone who travels with a budget in mind. You don't take the most expensive. You don't take the most cheap. You try to, your comfort and your time are worth something to you, and you're a budget traveler. Okay.
Yeah.
Numbers between 18 and 25, you are not a budget traveler. You are leaning towards that slap of luxury. And we do some of that.
You're a luxurious budget traveler.
Yeah, right.
You're a budget traveler, and you're a budget traveler, and you're a budget traveler.
But we're all three. Like we'll do the cheap walk to the hotel, but we'll do the go to a nice place to eat something, or whatever.
Yeah, again, it's complicated, and when we first started off with this, we decided to actually make this kind of fun video on this because everybody's got a strong opinion about how they spend money on travel and how they budget or not budget or calculate their actual spending versus their budget and making adjustments along the way. I love to hear that. That's, I think, us. If we feel like we're spending too much money in one area, we might cut back in another area.
And we can make a whole video on how to manage a budget with travel tips for managing a budget.
And if you want to see more, just let us know.
Yeah. So and we're as we end up the video, please remember to subscribe because we love you and we love it when you subscribe. Big hearts to you for subscribing. And also, we're going to put up 2 videos. One is the roundup of our expenses from our 2 years of travel, and the other is we interviewed another couple who had the same budget as ours but spent it very differently in this other video where we compare a little budget battle on the 2 different budgets and how we spent money. So take a look at those. See you next week. Who knows what we'll be doing, what we're talking about, but we look forward to you spending time with us. Thanks.